My family said I was not family, so I couldn't come on our cruise. My son texted me at exactly 2 minutes past 6 in the morning, on the exact day we were all supposed to leave for our massive family cruise. The message popped up on my glowing screen in the dark. "You are not family, so you cannot come on this trip," he wrote. "Do not even bother showing up to the port. We absolutely do not want you there." I had just paid $18,700 in straight cash for that exact cruise using the payout from my dead husband's life insurance policy. I was the one who sat on the computer for hours and booked every single cabin. Every single digital ticket had my full name listed at the very top as the primary guest. My name is Diane. I am 58 years old and I live in a quiet neighborhood in Jacksonville, Florida. My husband Robert unexpectedly died just 8 months ago. It was a massive, sudden heart attack right on the cold concrete floor of our garage. He was only 61 years old. He was just trying to fix the pull string on our old lawnmower when his chest gave out entirely. He left me $210,000 in a standard life insurance policy. It was definitely not a massive fortune, but it was enough to keep me safe. His absolute last wish, lying in the sterile hospital bed right before he slipped away, was about that money. He held my hand so tightly and whispered, "Take the kids on that big cruise we always talked about going on. The long Caribbean one. Do not let them fight over money when I am gone. Just make them remember that we were a family." So I did exactly what he asked. I booked a beautiful 7-day Carnival cruise sailing right out of Port Canaveral. I got us all connected balcony cabins so we could sit outside together. I booked it for me, my 2 adult sons Michael, who is 34, and Jason, who is 31, Jason's wife Amanda, and my 2 young grandkids who are 5 and 7. I paid the entire balance in full, $18,700, pulled directly from the insurance check. I put the entire reservation under my name and my old Carnival loyalty number, because Robert and I had cruised with them years ago and I got a decent discount. I sat them all down in my living room and told them, "This is your dad's last real gift to us. Let's just go on the water and heal together." For the first 2 months, they were incredibly nice to me. But then the subtle, nasty comments started. Michael started standing in my kitchen asking, "Mom, what exactly are you doing with the rest of Dad's payout money? That huge house is just way too big for you to live in all alone." Then Jason started chiming in, telling me I should really just sell the property right now and split the cash, because it was technically family money. I looked right at them and stood my ground. "Your father explicitly left this house to me," I said clearly. "The life insurance policy was written strictly to me. The legal will leaves absolutely everything to me. And I generously used a massive part of it to pay for this cruise for all of us to enjoy." Amanda, my daughter-in-law, actually laughed right in my face. "Diane, you are just being incredibly selfish," she snapped, crossing her arms. "You do not even have a job. You just sit around in this giant empty house all day. We actually have growing kids, and we have real financial needs." Exactly 3 weeks before the cruise was supposed to depart, they secretly made a brand new group chat on their phones. It was titled, "Carter Family Cruise." I was deliberately not included in it. I only found out about it because my youngest granddaughter accidentally FaceTimed my phone while she was playing, and I clearly saw them all coordinating their packing in the background. I called Michael and asked him why I was not included in the main cruise group chat. "Oh, Amanda just made it in a rush. She probably just forgot to add your number," he said dismissively. "Do not make it weird and dramatic, Mom." The night before we were all supposed to leave, I stood in my kitchen and baked a large chicken casserole so everyone would have something warm to eat before the long 3-hour drive down to Port Canaveral. I packed my large rolling suitcase. I carefully folded my dead husband's favorite bright Hawaiian shirt and packed it right on top. I was planning to wear it on the formal dining night, just so I could feel a little bit close to him out on the water. At 9 o'clock that night, my phone buzzed. Jason texted me, "Mom, we decided to just drive down tonight instead and stay at a cheap hotel near the port, so we aren't rushed in the morning. We will just meet you outside the main terminal at 10:30 tomorrow." "Okay," I typed back quickly. "I will see you all there safely. I love you guys." Then, at exactly 2 minutes past 6 in the morning, the real text came through. It was from Michael. It wasn't even from Jason. You are not family, so you cannot come, the long text read. Do not show up at the port. Amanda says you make absolutely everything depressing by constantly talking about Dad and crying. You completely ruined our last Christmas talking about him all day. This cruise is just for our real family to go be happy together. You are not coming with us. A minute later, Jason texted, Sorry, Mom, but it really is better this way. We will make sure to send you pictures of the kids. Then Amanda texted, No hard feelings, Diane. They immediately blocked my phone number. I sat down hard on my bedroom carpet. I was already fully dressed in my nice cruise outfit. My heavy suitcase was sitting fully packed by the door. I had Robert's folded Hawaiian shirt sitting right in my lap. My own sons had just texted me to say I was no longer family and banned me from a luxury vacation that I fully paid for using their dead father's life insurance money, entirely because I was acting too sad that their father was dead. I did not cry a single tear. I just sat there and felt something completely cold and hollow wash over my chest. At 8:15 in the morning, my phone started ringing. It was an unknown Florida number. It was the Carnival Cruise Line Guest Services desk, calling directly from the Port Canaveral terminal. Hi, am I speaking with Diane Carter? The woman asked. The primary guest for booking reference 8847291? Yes, I answered quietly. We have your entire party of 6 currently trying to check in online, but we have a major problem with the terminal documents, she explained. We urgently need a verbal confirmation from the primary booker to legally release these boarding passes. Also, your son Michael is currently standing here actively yelling at our desk staff, claiming you are not coming and demanding we remove you from the manifest. But you are the primary card holder, and we physically cannot remove the primary without your direct authorization. Can you please confirm what is going on? Through the phone receiver, I could clearly hear the chaotic background noise of Port Canaveral. I heard the loud intercom announcements. I heard my grandkids crying in the distance, and I clearly heard Michael screaming at the top of his lungs, My mother is not coming on this ship. She is absolutely not family anymore. Just print the passes and give us our tickets right now. Ma'am, the booking agent asked gently, are you actually coming to the port? Your ship officially leaves the dock at 4 o'clock. I looked across the room at my packed suitcase. I looked up at the framed picture of Robert smiling on my dresser. Yes, I am actively confirming that I am the primary account holder, I said into the phone, my voice completely steady. And I am formally canceling the entire booking. Right now. Full cancellation across all connected cabins. I absolutely do not authorize any of those people to board that ship under my financial booking. My family is not coming on this cruise, because they just told me I am not family. The line went completely dead silent for a few seconds. Are you absolutely sure about this? She asked, sounding completely shocked. That is $18,700 in non-refundable tickets. But since you wisely purchased the premium travel insurance, you will get about $16,000 refunded directly to your card. However, all the other guests standing here will be immediately denied boarding by port security. I am absolutely sure, I said. Cancel every single ticket, and please let them know right there at the counter that Diane Carter canceled it because she is no longer family. Okay, ma'am, she said softly. The system is updating. It is done. Less than 10 minutes later, my phone completely exploded. They unblocked me in an absolute panic. Michael called me 20 times back to back. Then Jason called, then Amanda. They even forced my poor granddaughter to leave a crying voicemail saying, Grandma, where are you? The desk lady said our whole cruise is canceled. I finally answered one of Michael's frantic calls and put it on speakerphone on my bed. He was absolutely screaming into the receiver. What the hell did you just do? We are standing here at the port with 2 tired kids and all of our heavy luggage, and the security guards just said you canceled our rooms. We drove 3 hours in the dark. We paid for a hotel room. I took a deep breath and spoke very calmly. You sent me a text at 6 in the morning explicitly telling me I was not family, and that I was banned from coming on the expensive cruise I paid for with your dead father's insurance money, I told him. So I believed you. If I am not your family, then you do not get to board my cruise. You are standing at Port Canaveral with no cruise ship, no hotel room, and absolutely no tickets, entirely because you tried to erase your own mother just for being sad that your father died. Jason grabbed the phone and started screaming. "You evil bitch," he yelled. "Dad's money is our money." "Your dad's money was legally left to his loyal wife of 32 years, I replied coldly. "The exact same woman you just told is not your family. Enjoy your drive home." I hung up the phone and permanently blocked all of their numbers. I gladly took that $16,000 insurance refund. The very next morning, I drove straight to a strict estate lawyer in Jacksonville. I legally placed my house, my entire remaining life insurance payout, and every single asset I own into a locked, irrevocable trust in my name only, listing my younger sister as the sole beneficiary. So those boys can never legally touch a single dime of it. Ever. They had to pack their heavy bags and drive 3 miserable hours back home with 2 sobbing kids. They had to pay $400 out of pocket for a last-minute motel room on the highway because they were too embarrassed to pull back into their own driveway on the exact same day they supposedly left for a luxury vacation. They had to awkwardly explain to all of Amanda's friends why their big Facebook cruise photo album never actually happened. Last week, Michael actually had the nerve to drive up to my house and knock on my front door. "Mom, we really messed up," he pleaded, looking down at his shoes. "We were just really stressed out about money." I stood right in the doorway, proudly wearing Robert's bright Hawaiian shirt over my clothes. "You looked at your phone and told me I wasn't family," I said quietly. "So I listened to you. Real family does not try to steal their grieving mother's house right after their father suddenly dies. Real family does not take a dead man's insurance payout for a luxury cruise and then text his widow to tell her she is banned from coming. You are absolutely not my family on that cruise anymore. Do not ever come back to this door until you remember whose family you really are." I stepped back and closed the heavy front door right in his face. "I am going on that Caribbean cruise next month. I rebooked it with my sister. I will be wearing my husband's favorite Hawaiian shirt on the formal dining night. Because I am family. I always was."